Hey folks, Zach Osterman here, Indianapolis Star, Justin Martinez, the Oklahoman, talking about Oklahoma City 23, that'd be a remarkable game. 123, Indiana 107. The Thunder even this series up. Justin, I think the first thing that really jumped out to me about this game, you could see in the first quarter, I thought Shai Gilgeous-Alexander making a conscious effort to pass up his own offense to get teammates involved, and that really pays off because the supporting cast around him was much more productive deeper into the game tonight, and it just kept the Pacers at arm's length all night.
Yeah, and that was a big storyline entering this series. These are two teams that definitely have options off the bench, two very deep groups. It was going to be a matter of which guys actually were able to show up and sustain that, as you mentioned. Today, it was definitely OKC. Caruso, 20 points off the bench. Aaron Wiggins has had really consistent minutes this playoffs as the rotation is shortened. Had 18 this time around, so definitely I think the depth was really a big factor in this one.
I thought you also saw that the other thing we came away from game one talking about was it didn't seem like the Thunder wanted to go big too much against Indiana. They didn't go crazy with it tonight, but they were willing to go to some of those bigger lineups, and you felt like they worked well enough for Oklahoma City to stay in control of the game and basically just sort of never really let the Pacers turn up the pace. Forgive the pun, but those smaller lineups let Indiana play faster in the second half of game one. It felt like Oklahoma City made Indiana stay where OKC wanted lineup-wise to a certain extent and certainly pace-wise to be tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely when it comes to the first game of a series, it's a feeling out process. You know, you're experimenting with things. That was Casey Wallace's first playoff start in his career in game one. So to bring out some more size this time around, Chet Holmgren I thought was way more assertive. Only had 6.6 rebounds in game one. This time around, I thought really did kind of play a bigger role this time around. The size Isaiah Hartenstein as well had a nice impact off the bench, still coming off the bench for them. So yeah, there's going to be things that you tweak and change. It's going to be a long series, but I think they did find some success in that area.
The other thing you have to talk about from an Indiana perspective is Tyrese Halliburton. He found some offense late, but I think he had a stretch of basically 2 full quarters without making a shot of any kind. He hit an early three, and you thought maybe he'd find a little bit of that rhythm that he struggled to find at times in game one, but Oklahoma City just really took him out of it. Now, if you're Indiana, I think there are maybe some things you feel like you can build on, where he started to find that offense late third, early fourth quarter. But Indiana obviously can't survive in this series without him going back up to that level that we saw against Cleveland, that we saw against New York.
Yeah, and I mean, this is something that OKC does really well. You've seen it, different players, but Nikola Jokic, they were able to swarm him, wear him down. Anthony Edwards as well in the conference finals. Tyrese Halliburton, like I said, a different player, but still, the method is still the same in the sense that you are trying to bring a bunch of different bodies, get him uncomfortable, and obviously he is a very capable player of snapping out of that, but tonight you can see that it did have an impact on him.
The last thing as this series shifts back to Indianapolis is you felt like, I think, you saw kind of the terms of this series set, how both of these teams win this series. The Pacers, again, forgive me for the pun, but with pace, with that sort of that veteran nous of knowing how to stay in a game long enough to build a comeback, obviously weaponizing the three-point line the way they did in game one. In game two, Oklahoma City, its defense, as you talk about, the contributors it can pull off of that bench, and then, of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It feels like we have kind of sort of set the path that each of these teams can take to winning this series, and now the one variable left is shifting it back to Indianapolis.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's going to be big. Indianapolis is taking care of business at home, a more than capable team, and it's going to be not nearly as friendly of an environment for OKC in Indy, without a doubt. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for sure.
Justin Martinez from the Oklahoman, Zach Oster from the Indianapolis Star. Thank you so much for watching here from Oklahoma City. We'll be in Indianapolis for Game 3 Wednesday night.